Welcome to the Movie Podcast. My name is Shabazz, and I am one of your hosts. Alongside me, I have fresh from the island of Portugal. Island, or are you from mainland?
Islands, but I wasn't there.
I feel like you just flew in with those eyebrows. Daniel.
And my arms are so tired.
and your arms are so tired.
Hello, and
Daniel.
welcome to the Movie Podcast. I am one of your hosts as well.
Okay,
Yeah.
I don't like that intro from Daniel,
No?
but you know what? We're gonna move on right from Sicily, fresh from
I'm not from
the
Sicily.
oven of a pizza maker. Anthony, how you doing, Anthony?
Yeah, I'm not from Sicily.
Where you from then?
My family is from the north and the south.
North and the south?
My dad's from Calabria and my mom's from Milan.
Ooh, the fashion capital of the world.
You know,
No, I'm just joking.
you gotta play both sides, so you'll always win.
It's true.
right?
That's true. How's your week been, guys?
It's been good.
Yeah, it's been really, really good.
I mean, we saw
A lot of news.
a lot of news this week. Like, it started off as a really snowy.
Snowy? It started with a very snowy week.
It started off with a really snow. Oh my god, I can't do it.
slow.
You know what
Slow?
it is? I have Game of Thrones on the mind, a show that I don't watch.
And I was just going to say, today's the series finale.
Series finale. Of
Good
Who
luck
here-
for those who are
here
watching.
watches it?
Yeah.
You guys watch it?
No.
No.
Nah, neither do I.
We should watch this episode.
Just this episode.
This episode,
Yeah, might as
I think
well.
it's airing right now. Let's
Is
just
it?
live watch it.
Yeah, I mean, we can log in
Yeah.
to our Crave account and
Yeah.
watch it if you want.
But yeah, it started off as a very slow news week, and I feel once Thursday hit, they're just like, let the floodgates open.
They started screaming at us, I
Yeah.
think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And now we're here.
And now we're here. And as always, you guys can catch a new episode of the Movie Podcast every Monday across all your favorite podcast services. If you want to be a part of the show and give us your comments, suggestions, and corrections, you can head over to thistimewith.com/talk. So this week, we're talking a little bit about some of the news that dropped, obviously, that Daniel's talking about here. But on top of that, it's really our Keanu Reeves appreciation.
It's our ode to Keanu.
Ode to Keanu. I mean,
Ode
this is what
to
I
Keanu.
think in Anthony's contract it said that we have to do one episode about Keanu a year.
One
year,
episode
yes.
a year of just Keanu related things.
Yeah.
Yes.
So I feel like this is the episode. So Anthony, after this,
Yeah, in honor of John Wick 3 hitting theaters, right? I mean,
I guess, yeah.
I feel like the timing is right.
Yeah.
It was just coincidence, to be honest with you.
You're right. You're right. We could have launched this at any time.
It's true. So let's jump into news first, guys. So
No news this week at
No
all.
news at all, except for. I mean, it's so hard to talk about this news because again, it's not confirmed, but it's like I feel like it's at 98% confirmed right now.
Right. It's just like this is.
It's not confirmed?
It's still not 100% confirmed.
Because there's no signature on the dotted line yet.
Right. But let's tell the
Let's
audience
talk
what we
about it. Yeah.
what we mean.
So Robert Pattinson
Yes.
is poised right now to play a small character named the Batman. For Matt Reeves' movie that's due to come out whenever in 2021.
June 25th, 2021.
Yeah, this is the one that Ben Affleck was attached to. And this is coming right from Justin Kroll of Variety. So Variety's big. And I know at that time they were talking about it's either going to be Nicholas Hoult or Mr. Pattinson.
Right. And Nicholas Hoult was a name that surprised me just because, like, I knew his name sometimes got thrown in the mix, but I didn't think he was that close to getting the role.
runs. Yeah.
Yeah. We were actually, it was kind of nice that we were actually all together about to watch John Wick 3
When Anthony dropped this on
when
us.
Anthony just dropped this bomb on us.
Yeah.
And we all just kind of, our immediate reactions were just like, oh.
It was such a quick turn of like,
It was a very
wait
quick
a minute to, yeah, okay.
I guess because we were hoping someone else was going to be
Army Hammer.
playing the role, which was Army Hammer, and there was a little bit of like sadness, and then
Yeah, I mean, our first
Anger?
episode, right, was all
we
about,
went through sadness and anger, and then
we went through all the stages of grief
Depression
in about
and-
30 seconds.
Yeah.
what's the last one? Acceptance.
Denial?
Yeah, we denied it. Like, no, it can't be.
Denial at the very end? That doesn't sound
you
right.
deny it
though.
at the end again. You do one more denial.
And then we
That
were like,
doesn't sound
yeah,
right.
Robert Pattinson, sure, why not?
Yeah.
You've already played one vampire. Let him play.
Let's play is another one, yeah.
Play another bat
What
tonight.
what are your, now that we've had a couple days to marinate on this, where are you guys with this right now? If this is true, where are you sitting?
I'm okay with it.
Yeah, same
Yeah,
here.
I'm okay
Me
with
too.
it.
I mean, everyone reacted so, like, I remember when Ben Affleck was announced, there was this huge uproar, and even I was like, whoa, okay, and
Yeah.
then, like, maybe, I think a couple hours later, I was like, oh, okay, you know what, let's just see what happens. With Robert Pattinson, coming from that reaction of last time, I was just kind of like, oh, well, I mean, we we don't know until we actually see it.
Yeah.
My biggest thing though is all the damn like protests and all the everyone making these
petitions.
Like, petitions
and it bums me out because we're going to be talking about this again a bit later on.
We will be talking about this later on. Yes,
it just sucks that like there's like this entitledness that comes with whenever there's these big casting decisions or anything like that. You know, we saw with Heath Ledger becoming the Joker, with Ben Affleck as Batman. Like when Chris Hemsworth was cast as Thor, people were like, "Oh, you got to know him as Thor." Like Chris Evans, he was a Human Torch. He can't be Captain America.
Right.
We can't really judge until we see what's happening, right? And Robert Pattinson isn't just Edward, right, from Twilight. He's done so much more films that have given him such critical acclaim as well. So,
and that puts a lot of like pressure on the actor himself to like make this role not fail.
Yeah,
and you know, there's a lot of like
there's a lot that goes with it for sure.
A lot of
I feel for him, you know.
I read a tweet today. It's from I think he's an actor. I'm not too sure. Rahul Kohli.
Oh, is this the
I don't know why you're
one?
swinging you to put your damn finger down.
Yeah.
If you guys are watching this on YouTube right now, Daniel threatened me.
My finger was in the shades.
Daniel just threatened me. But yeah, the tweet said, it really hit me because I thought about it. And I'm like, yeah, that's kind of what this is. He's replying to a tweet that says DC fans launch multiple petitions against Robert Pattinson playing Batman. And it just says, and he replied back saying, "You're effectively protesting someone's job interview, which isn't particularly nice. Trust in the creators to tell the story they want to tell. If you don't like it, vote with your wallet. You don't know what an actor is capable of until you've seen the final product. Have faith."
100%.
I agree.
I love that. I'm glad you brought that up because I actually had that on a screenshot to share as well. Just there, I think that rings the most true. Like we can't judge based on what he's acted in. Like look at Ben Affleck. The internet went ablaze. I think that was still the biggest like revolt against a casting choice was when Ben Affleck, like what, because he did like Gigli and like, you know what
Daredevil,
I mean? Like, and Daredevil, like we can't judge. Like,
do you think DC should put out a statement saying, you know what, guys, you need to calm down.
No.
Calm down.
No. They're just going to
show their product and be like,
they're going to confirm him. Like, look, he's Batman. We're so excited about this choice, and they're just going to show us in 2021 why they're excited.
Why does everyone have to come out with a petition?
That's the thing.
Like this is like the trend of this is like this generation.
Yeah,
let's petition this.
Let's go to change.org, make an account, and let's make a petition. It's the silliest thing.
It's a bummer because again, it's like. That doesn't like things like that aren't use those things for things that are actually important in the world. You know, like as near and dear to our hearts as these characters are, making a petition to be like, I don't want him as he's not my Batman. You haven't seen him yet.
Yeah. You don't put you don't know how he's gonna act.
Yeah.
These are the same people that also said the same thing about Ben Affleck, and then we're like, "Oh, he was great."
Yeah.
And now they're like, "Oh no, now Robert Pattinson's not my Batman." Like, get out of here.
And like when we actually Google searched Robert Pattinson Batman, and like when we were seeing kind of some fan art, and like Boss Logic did a bunch of fan art of him as well too, and we're like, yeah, I see it. I could see him doing it.
I'm here for it. I mean, until it's proven.
Yeah.
You know, we don't know.
We don't know. We on thistimewith.com/talk got some write-in responses as well too.
Yes.
For some immediate thoughts. Some of the ones that stood out to me. I'm going to go with the more positive ones.
I posted the same thing. I didn't get anything positive.
Yeah. So I'm going to stick with the positive ones. We have one that said just put on 20 to 30 pounds of muscle on him and I think we'll be fine. Yeah, I think once we see him, he has 2 years to pretty much get in Batman shape. I think he'll be okay. Our friend Ali said great decision. I think we'll pull it off. Yeah. Again, I want to stick to the positive ones because honestly, like the more I think about this choice, I'm actually excited. I'm just excited to be seeing Batman on screen again because as much as I love Ben Affleck and Batman vs Superman, whatever that movie meant, like again, like critical acclaim and I guess public opinion as well too isn't the greatest on that movie, but I think it's easy to agree that warehouse fight with Batman is the most comic book Batman we've ever seen, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
I'm excited, and 2021 can't come soon enough.
Are you okay today?
I'm good. I think it's because I'm drinking a peach Coke.
Georgia peach Coke.
Georgia peach Coke is just throwing off my my speech right now. Please sponsor our show, Coca-Cola.
Oh man, that'd be amazing. Coca-Cola sponsor our show.
The movie podcast brought to you by
Coca-Cola.
Peach Coke.
Georgia peach Coke.
Refreshing.
We didn't do the news, eh? We didn't do the news intro.
Oh my God! Can we delete this podcast and start from the beginning?
Start it again?
Or how about this, Anthony? We're gonna go into this next one. So how about you give us the news? Do 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 do.
There it is.
That was. I want to say you're getting better every time.
Yes, I am.
Okay.
Yes,
Good.
I am.
I'm glad you're so confident about it. All right, let's get into this. So, Toy Story 4. I don't know why I'm doing my.
Are you okay, man?
I'm not. I'm doing it right. Rashida Jones, John Lasseter are among 8 who will share story by credits. And this is coming from Carolyn Giardina from The Hollywood Reporter. Now, Toy Story 4 has gone through, I don't want to say production hell, because I feel like that term is thrown out a lot. It's mostly that it went through a lot of writers and, I guess, delays and so on and so forth, that now when we're getting it, there's going to be a lot of people that kind of had their hand in it. So I remember when the movie was first announced, Rashida Jones and Will McCormack, who I believe had some writing credits for Celeste and Jesse.
Forever, yeah.
Right? I love that film, by
Great
the way.
movie. Great
really,
movie.
really heavy film, though.
But it also told us that it was like, oh, this movie's going to be a bit different, right?
It did. It really made me go, wow. And especially when we were hearing that it's going to be about a love story between Bo and Woody. Mm-hmm. I was like, oh, this is going to be really interesting because they understand human emotion. Now, when the whole John Lasseter shtick happened, I know that Rashida Jones, Will McCormack left the project back in about 2017, and then just shortly after.
And then after the Lasseter stuff started
coming out. So it's going to be interesting now to see where the film's sitting. But I think the credited writers and directors now are Josh Cooley. Story supervisor was Valerie Lapointe. The writer is Stephanie Folsom, who did Thor Ragnarok. Mm-hmm. Writer Martin Hines and Andrew Stanton, who obviously you know from Finding Nemo and Dory and John Carter.
Yeah, John Carter of Mars.
I thought I'd bring
you had to
that
do
up
him
as
like
well.
that, eh? You had to bring that up.
I had to do the Taylor Kitsch on him.
Man,
but,
lots of writers on this movie.
Yeah, it's still coming out in theaters June 21st. I mean, we've seen trailers coming here and there. Again, to me, visually it looks stunning, but I need to see what's going on because I was satisfied with Toy Story 3, but again, I'm here for Toy Story 4. Let's see what happens.
Yeah, if it delivers, I'm all in for it.
This news is so important because this actually changed the way Pixar is now run, right?
Yep.
John Lasseter was chief creative officer.
Yep.
At the time
he was Pixar.
Yeah, and then by the time Toy Story 4 comes out,
Pete Docter, right?
Yeah, Pete Docter is
the head honcho, right?
So Toy Story kind of came full circle in a sense with even Pixar as a company.
Yeah,
because it started with Toy Story, and
now
it's gonna
burn to the ground with Toy Story.
After Toy Story 4, there's no more sequels.
Yeah,
there's all gonna be original content,
which I'm so happy about because for so long Pixar is like, let's not do sequels, let's do original movies, right? There was that amazing trailer when WALL-E was coming out where they're like, we came up with lunch. There was a lunch that we came up with Toy Story and A Bug's Life,
Monsters
Inc. Yeah. And then we came up with WALL-E, and it's like, oh my god, how do you guys have just hit after hit? And I miss having that originality, and that's why I think Coco was such a phenomenal movie.
I remember when they were back when Toy Story 3 was coming out, just shortly right after that, they had Newt that was being developed, and there was concept art that came out. There were Easter eggs thrown into films, and then that got scrapped.
Yeah, and then Rango came out, right? Which is another studio.
Yeah, Gore Verbinski directed that one. And I remember the plot for Newt was very interesting. It's about 2 last remaining Newts on Earth that have to, I guess, repopulate or refigure out what the world is looking like. And I thought that was such a cool concept, and I was excited to see it. But it sucks that it got canned. But I mean, if Pixar probably had a really good decision, or at that time John Lasseter was running it, right? So I love Pete Docter. I think he's such a visionary director. I mean, he gave us such brilliant Pixar films.
Yeah, we actually saw him.
And we saw him
Shay
too.
and I, we actually at TIFF, they had a meet and greet, not a meet and greet, I guess, a night with Up. And Pete Docter was there, and he actually showed the first, I would say this is about 5 or 6 months before Inside Out came out. And they showed us 5 minutes of the movie, and it was just like...
It blew our minds.
It was like nothing we've seen before. Yeah. They showed us the sequence of, I guess, Riley growing up, and it's just like amazing animation. So I think Pixar's in great hands now.
Yeah.
But again, with Toy Story 4, like, you have to love the Toy Story. Mm-hmm. There's so much attachment to it, so if it doesn't deliver, people are going to be upset.
Yeah.
And I think this story is going to be heavily focused on Woody. like Woody's journey. And maybe this is I'm pretty sure this is gonna be like the end of.
Do you think it's like an Iron Man thing? Like he's gonna?
Well, I don't think he's gonna die. I think he's gonna. I think
pull his cord at the back. And be like,
I think he's
There's
gonna
a snake in my boot.
Or a snake eats him. But I think it's gonna be a time where he actually lets go of being
a toy.
A toy in the sense that I need to be with like an actual human, and like they have to use me as a toy. Like this is my time to like explore.
Like,
the
do you think
world.
he's gonna leave the group?
I think so. I think so.
That sounds so deep.
It sounds. Hey, but if anyone could pull off deep, it's Pixar, right?
And Anthony.
And
I think that's where they're trying to go, because they wanted that Bo Peep love story, but they wanted something more, and that was another reason why Rashida left, and there's a bunch of other things that relate to it.
Of course, things that we don't have confirmation on, obviously, because I think she left a year before Lasseter left.
It was
correct?
It was around like just under a year.
Yeah, so it was close. So obviously, whatever was happening with Lasseter was obviously happening already.
Yeah. Yes.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, let's just see what happens. It's coming out June 21st of this year, which is we're getting pretty soon actually. Just a little bit
about
over
a month. Yeah, we're so close. I can't believe
so close.
May is almost over.
I know.
Crazy.
I know.
We're getting to that real tentpole Hollywood season right now, so super exciting. Speaking of big exciting films, which is I think what I was trying to say.
Okay.
New Star Wars movies are like the series taking place after this Skywalker saga.
Yeah.
It'll be coming from the Game of Thrones creators. This is coming from Spencer Perry of ComingSoon.net. Speaking at the Media and Communications Summit, Disney CEO Bob Iger confirmed that the next batch of Star Wars movies will be released from the series penned by Game of Thrones creators David Benioff and D.B. Weiss.
Yeah. Or they go by D&D for shorts. I'm not kidding. That's what the fans of Game of Thrones. It's like D&D. Like that's their short form for
Dungeons and Dragons.
Yeah.
Okay.
I was very confused. I'm like D&D. I'm like, why does D&D keep coming? I'm like, oh, it's a short form for the directors.
Very cool. Very cool.
So if you guys remember, Star Wars was supposed to be taking time off, and do you guys think 3 years is enough of a break between?
Yeah.
3 years is a long time.
That's a good enough time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But is there going to be anything Star Wars related coming out?
Mandalorian. We have the Clone Wars coming back as the show. The animated show is coming back.
Yeah.
Do you think they're working on a Darth Vader
show
story?
Maybe. I feel like with Disney Plus now, I don't think The Mandalorian is the only show that we're going to be seeing. So I think we're going to have at least one Star Wars property a year going into these movies, for sure.
So these guys, David Benioff and D.B. Weiss, obviously they're really important to the Game of Thrones creators, and they've been huge and instrumental in that. But as we know from what we've been seeing about this last season of Game of Thrones, not even just again, it's hard for me to speak on it because I only watched 2.5 seasons of the show, and I think at that point, if it's not doing it for me, I'm not going to continue.
Right.
But not even just the petitions, but just seeing the reviews, like literally the Rotten Tomatoes score for every episode so far has just been
down. Yeah, it's interesting. I mean, these guys D&D or these guys took over as showrunners in season 7 of Game of Thrones, and that people say that's where the show started to hit its decline. I think something that people have been when this was announced that they are going to be doing the next Star Wars trilogy, fans were upset because they're like, are they leaving? Did they want a shorter Game of Thrones series? Because HBO offered them money to do a fuller season, but they said no. And people are upset thinking that they're turning it down because they want to start working on Star Wars. Right? So it's weird. And again, like this is where the petitions were coming in, as Shay was saying. It's like, again, I don't watch Game of Thrones. Anthony doesn't watch Game of Thrones, so I can't speak to it ourselves, but I'm hoping that these guys are actually going to be telling a cool story with the next trilogy of movies, right?
Yeah, like I don't know. I don't know what they've like. I haven't seen anything they made,
right?
So I don't know what to look for. And it's like I'm just listening through people talking about whatever episodes have come out that they're not happy with it. So that's all I know.
Do you think Disney sees like the negative response to Game of Thrones and does anything about it?
I don't think so. I think the only time they'd actually do something about it is that if they did something wrong in terms of like had a scandal or were bad on set or had just
creative differences.
Creative differences. Yeah. But other than that, they're gonna be like, no, they still, because I mean the D&D guys have been around since season 1 pretty much.
Have they?
Show. Yeah.
Have they been like writers on the show since
They've
then?
been executive producers in season 1 from what I'm reading, and then season 2 they were pretty much creators on that point as well.
Okay, yeah, because I know they took over showrunners in season 7.
Okay.
From what I've seen.
We can definitely do some more fact checking on that later. But yeah, so I definitely think that, I mean, as long as they keep doing what they want to do, Disney's gonna keep giving them the money, and I'm excited. I kind of want
they created,
to move on from it.
They supported such a probably.
Yeah, it was created by them. The show
was it?
Yeah.
The Game of Thrones franchise I've never seen in TV this big of an audience.
I can't think of anything.
Like
That's
every single person I know, it could be male, female, child, mother, father. Like it's just every type of genre of person out there loves this show.
It's part of it, yeah. And I mean, like
that says a lot.
It's for sure, yeah.
You know?
And I mean, and like we love, like people always say, oh, if you love Lord of the Rings, you're gonna love it. And I watched the first episode. I'm like, oh, it's a little different. It's not for me.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll give it another chance one day. But we've seen shows like, I think the first couple seasons of The Walking Dead were phenomenons as well too. Breaking Bad as well. But at least I think when I compare it to a show like Breaking Bad had the plan of, we're doing 5 seasons and we have a clear beginning and ends. Mm-hmm. Game of Thrones is like the last books aren't even out yet, and these guys are making stories up, and like there were the rumors as well too that they were paying George R.R. Martin to not release the books yet so they could get their season out first, right? Again, I don't know the validity of that, but
and that's strange because now once he releases the book,
he could do whatever he wants.
It could be a completely different, right? So
and he may, because it depends on like how this. I guess from what I understand is, it's a show about a game of a throne, and whoever wins that throne, I guess, is the winner, right?
Of what?
Of the game
of the throne. They get the throne.
The Game of Thrones, and
I'm gonna sound a little ignorant
about it.
Yeah. See, just like that whole plot doesn't.
It doesn't again.
It's like fantasy politics.
2.5 seasons I tried, and I was just like, I don't care about any character in the show yet.
Yeah, and I apologize for any of our listeners who are like screaming.
Apologize.
They're screaming at them saying that we're idiots. Yeah, we are idiots. That's why we have a podcast.
Yeah,
yeah.
That's why we're not watching Game of Thrones right now. We're watching the Raptors game right now, actually.
But yeah, honestly, like with Game of Thrones ending tonight, I hope
it fails.
I hope y'all are satisfied.
And then you're all like petitioning at the end of tomorrow morning.
Like, I hope someone actually does like a Be Kind Rewind and Swedes the whole season 8. Like someone reshoots it themselves.
I'm sure we've have stuff like that as well.
Like one guy in the Yukon just reshooting the whole show.
Yeah, there's like I'm gonna take care of myself. Yeah, I'm like okay,
I'll take care of it. But
we hope it ends well for you.
I hope it ends well.
Yeah,
I hope y'all are happy about it.
You guys have a million spin-offs coming your way too, so don't worry. You're not gonna be without it for long.
HBO is gonna be making its money, so it doesn't matter. All right. Speaking of HBO,
yes,
Taika Waititi. He has nothing to do with HBO. I just thought I'd throw that in there. Jojo,
he doesn't even have an HB or an O in his name.
You're right. He doesn't. But his movie, his anti-hate satire called Jojo Rabbit,
there it is,
has an O in it because it's called Jojo.
Okay, gotcha. Thank you.
So this is coming from Vinnie Mancuso of Collider. So
do you know him, Anthony?
No.
Okay.
He sounds Italian though, right?
Hey, Vinnie.
Is Mancuso a?
It could be a lot of things, but yeah, it could be.
Thank you for the vague answer. It could be a lot of things. I mean, I don't know. Like
it might be, it might not be.
That might have been the most Italian answer Andy's ever given me. Like, I don't know. Maybe he fell down the stairs. I don't know.
I don't know. You can't
I don't know. There's no way to say it.
Allegedly.
Taika Waititi is back with an anti-hate satire called Jojo Rabbit, which just officially landed a release date of October 18th. This not only sets the film up for a potential award season run, but it also makes it highly likely it'll screen at the 2019 Toronto International Film Festival, which runs from September 5th to 15th.
Yeah.
Yeah, cool.
Thanks, man.
Thank you for that.
And those are my words for this part of the news.
No, but did you guys see that? So Scarlett Johansson is in this, and Taika is actually in it as well too. And he plays Hitler.
Yeah, he plays Hitler.
So again, a very fine line balancing act here, but I'm really excited. I think Taika is hilarious, and I think he's going to do something really special with this.
He is so funny to me. I mean, like, I love watching What We Do in the Shadows on TV.
Yep.
I loved the movie and Hunter for the Wilder People.
Fantastic
Plus
movie.
him playing Korg in the Marvel films, just great.
Please connect to the Wi-Fi.
Yeah, peace in the top. But yeah, he's great, and I'm totally down for whatever he does next. So let's just see.
Let's see.
Yeah, so this should be good. It was, again, busy week with all the news that we got in. We had obviously the biggest one was Robert Pattinson.
I think so.
Box office. How do we do this week?
Anthony, say it, Anthony.
Say it, Anthony.
John Wick
Yeah,
killed
yeah.
the Avengers.
Oh my god!
My God.
It took, of course, if there was
took
anybody,
John Wick.
If there was anybody to take down the Avengers, I'm glad it was John Wick.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I think it's opening around 55 to 60 million this weekend.
57, I think, is the estimate.
Awesome.
Right now. Yeah,
That's great. That's fantastic. And when you look at what the second John Wick made, it made only around 30.
Yeah.
So it's like doubling every time. This is fantastic.
So the average theater intake right now is about 14,000, I think, per theater or per showing. When we look at it's week one, obviously, for the movie, Avengers Endgame drops down to second. With the
Which is still like, wow.
Because I mean, technically it's its fourth week now.
Yeah.
At 29 million, and Detective Pikachu's sitting at about 24 million.
Okay, good, healthy box office, say.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, we totally forgot to watch this movie, but A Dog's Journey comes in at fourth with about just 8 million.
All right, sure.
Yeah.
Should we talk about John Wick now, or do you want to save that for what we're watching?
I don't even want to talk about it.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm just kidding. We will talk about John Wick when we get to our what we're watching.
Yeah.
But let's talk about some trailers. So we got a lot of good trailers this week. Maleficent, Mistress of Evil. Now this movie got pushed up almost a year.
About 8 months it got pushed
8
up.
months.
To October now it's coming out.
Yeah. So the trailer came out. It was a pretty cool trailer.
Yeah. It didn't look as CGI rubbery as like the first movie did.
Right.
So like again, like I'm not super interested. I watched the first one and I'm like, hey, this was actually okay. Like it wasn't bad.
It was a great Disney movie. It was, I would say, an original Disney movie in a sense because you only know Maleficent from Sleeping Beauty.
Right.
So you don't know there's no backstory. This is not a remake of anything. So it was a great original story for this character.
Yeah, and it's nice to see Angelina Jolie back in the role.
Yeah.
And we got Michelle Pfeiffer in it, and we got Elle Fanning in it as well too. So yeah.
Now, since you guys have seen the original, do you think we needed a sequel? That's gonna be a no. That sounds like a no.
I didn't know a sequel was happening until they moved it up 8 months. I was
like,
oh wow.
I'm like, I didn't know
They shot this already?
Yeah, they filmed it like so quickly.
Yeah.
No, I didn't think this deserved it or needed a sequel, but
it made a lot of money, so I guess Disney was like, maybe people want to see it again.
Let's do it. I just find like with that style of Disney live action, it kind of reminds me a lot of like the Tim Burton-esque look to it.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Alice in Wonderland type thing.
Yeah, definitely. We also got another trailer for The Mountain.
What was The Mountain again? I'm trying to think what that trailer was.
I don't remember it either, actually.
Oh, I don't know. I didn't see it. The Mountain.
The Mountain.
The Mountain.
The Mountain.
We're going to put one fake trailer in this list every week, and then you guys have to tell us which one is not real.
So we'll have a trailer that we didn't see in our list, and we'll just keep saying the name over and over again.
Yeah.
We get
So
more
The
information.
Mountain. We'll find out what The Mountain is later. We have What If coming on Netflix.
Oh, I saw this trailer this morning. Awful. Looks so bad.
Yeah.
It looks like it's a TV soap opera type of show
I'm gonna
on Netflix.
Yeah, I'm gonna skip it then.
And Renee Zellweger's in it, which is surprising because I thought
she's having a weird comeback right now. Not a comeback, but like she's just doing movies and stuff now.
And they're
what was she doing for a while?
I don't know.
Now she's doing Judy Greer and she's doing What If and
Did you say Judy Greer?
Judy Greer?
Judy Garland?
Judy Dench?
Garland.
Judy
Oh my
Greer.
God.
Judy Dench? She's playing Judy Dench.
Dame Judy Dench. My apologies, Judy Greer.
Like Judy Greer is the blonde one from
30
going on 30,
and she's
Jurassic World
Sorry,
and
Judy
and
Garland,
Ant-Man.
yeah. I had the G there, and I'm like,
Oh my God, yeah.
She's playing.
She's playing Judy Greer. She's
Sorry.
playing a younger Judy.
Yeah, sorry, The Mountain is the trailer. It's with Jeff Goldblum.
Oh
yeah, we watched this trailer.
You sent this to me.
Yeah.
Did I send?
You sent it. You sent it
I
in the
didn't
chat.
send you this chat. I didn't send you nothing.
Whoa.
What?
Allegedly, Vinnie Mancuso sent it to me.
Did I send this to you?
You did.
I feel like you posted it in our group
Dude,
chat.
I feel like
sent
you
this-
posted it.
Maybe.
And you mentioned it.
Maybe. One of
Maybe
the two.
I did.
I love how fast.
I did watch it.
Yeah, this is what Jeff
This reminds me of
and Ty Sheridan.
What's his name? The Greek director.
Oh, Mykonos.
The guy who did the movie.
Yeah, Anthony sent it right here. The Mountain. Jeff
I'm
Goldblum
so
and Ty
happy
Sheridan.
that Anthony sent this.
Weird. I'm looking at this chat right now, and it says Anthony, and he said, "Hey guys, when I send this trailer and I forget about it in the movie podcast,
I'm so happy.
make sure to make fun of me." Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, so there was that
That's the
trailer.
Mountain.
I couldn't finish it because it was so weird.
It was very bizarre. Yeah.
It made me uncomfortable.
It reminded me, like, I had that look of, like, the killing of the sacred deer.
Yeah, that
type.
guy.
That guy.
What's the director's name?
I'm not too sure.
The lobster guy.
And the lobster guy, yeah.
Oh man,
We're gonna get on that, but what else? What other trailers we got?
We had
Yorgos Lanthimos.
Is it the same director?
Wow.
No, but
Okay.
it reminded me of this guy's.
Oh, reminded you of Yorgos,
this weird, eerie, like
just
storytelling.
It looks like a TIFF
Comfortable.
movie for sure.
Yes, it's an art house, type of movie.
for
yeah.
sure.
This is directed by a guy named Rick Alverson.
Oh, very close
and
though.
Rick, wow, he looks like, oh my god, he looks like Charles Manson. This guy.
Oh my god.
Oh, it's
No.
scary looking dude.
Kind of
though.
looks like a serial killer from the 60s.
Yeah.
70s. Yeah.
Wait a second.
which is what I was saying.
Speaking of scary things, though, Midsommar.
Midsummer.
That's how they say it in Sweden.
Yeah, it's Midsommar.
Midsommar.
So
And
that trailer gave me the exact same vibe I got when I watched Hereditary.
No thanks. Same director.
I'm probably gonna see it because my girlfriend loves horror movies and she loved. And we actually, I think now that I've had a year to think about Hereditary,
Right.
I really liked that film.
Right.
It really messed with me at the same time.
Do you want to watch it again though?
Hereditary?
Yeah.
It's been a year now. I will watch it again. If
All right.
anybody when it wants to watch it, I will watch it with them.
Enjoy, man.
Well, yeah, Daniel doesn't like scary movies.
I like.
It's not scary though.
I don't
He
like.
doesn't-
I don't mind scary movies. I don't like movies like Hereditary where it's just dread. Like I don't like that feeling.
Of dread?
That dread. Like just this. Like this bums me out.
It didn't bum me out.
Yeah,
No, it
I
didn't
get
bum
it,
me
I
out.
get it.
Not like, but it's like this is gonna ruin your day.
It didn't ruin my day either.
Did it? You have a
No.
year. I remember a year ago saying you just drove home miserable.
I was very like, whoa, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah.
But it was one of those things where like it infected.
It lingered with you, right?
It
Yeah, I
infected
remember.
my mind. It didn't upset. Like to me, like when I think about what ruins my day, it's like Black Mirror because I'm like, oh my god, that's real. Like
Right.
that could happen. Hereditary was not like it was nowhere. It's so fantasy that you're just kind of like.
Right.
It was more like, what the hell did I just watch?
Yeah.
And I kept thinking about it.
Yeah, but like things like with like possession and like stuff
I haven't
like
even,
that.
I
That's
haven't,
not, that's
I haven't
not
watched
for me.
it. I've only watched maybe half of it.
Right.
I gotta
Yeah,
finish
the
watching.
ending is really. Or did you get to at least the car scene?
Yes, I did
Yeah,
get to that car
that
scene.
scene will.
Mess with you,
that,
right?
That is messed up.
Yeah,
Right? And that's, like,
scene
I-
will-
So messed up.
Like and that like I don't.
But it was so well done.
yeah.
Yeah.
That scene to me
Me-
was
me-
filmmaking at its
And-
finest.
I was watching with Mel and she was like, "What the hell just
Yeah.
happened? Rewind that."
Oh god.
I would
Maybe wound it, like,
I
a
would
couple of
never-
times.
I would
Oh,
never
God.
rewind that scene.
I rewound it.
let's loop
Yeah,
this.
so he's better at it than me. Then you should watch it with him.
Yeah, maybe.
But
But yeah, I'm
Midsommar-
gonna watch this Midsommar.
Yeah, this one
Midsommar.
this one looked more
The
interesting. to me
story
than
of a group of friends that go to Sweden for a festival, and this
that was her
festival.
first problem.
The festival is somewhat.
It's like a super culty looking
Yes.
festival.
Yeah, yeah.
and it leads to some
And
weird.
it's a girl from Fighting with My Family, Florence Pugh.
Oh wow. Or puh.
Pug. Pug?
Puh.
Pug.
Pie?
Pugh?
Pew.
Pugh?
Yeah, I'm really interested. To
Yeah,
watch
this one looks more interesting. It's also it's scary seeing like a horror movie in daylight. You know what I mean? Because it's not like
Yes.
at night, so it's like it looks interesting.
I think that makes me more uncomfortable.
Yeah.
We also got the season 5 trailer for Black Mirror.
Yep.
Ooh, I'm interested in this one too.
Yeah, see this stuff I can't watch.
I've probably watched about 4 or 5 episodes of Black Mirror,
Yeah,
and like I like what I like about the show is you could kind of just jump in with any episode.
Yeah.
it's Twilight Zone. It's Twilight. It's
Yeah.
literally
It's
Twilight
just-
Zone for Netflix.
But it's Twilight Zone that's like darker and depressing.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Twilight,
yes, yes.
Twilight Zone at least is kind of like
More
okay.
entertaining,
Yeah,
yeah.
it's like there's writing behind it.
Right.
But it's creative writing. Like
Oh,
this
for
is
sure. I
original
don't doubt-
content that is missing from theaters. Like I would
Oh, I
love
agree.
to see these types of stories in a movie.
I agree.
And it's nice that Netflix has it continuing on now, right?
Yeah. I think this season has Anthony Mackie in it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Miley Cyrus is in it.
Klementoff.
Yes.
And it's nice.
I don't know who that is.
She's
Clementine?
Mantis.
Yeah, Mantis from Guardians of the Galaxy.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
No, yes. She's from Vancouver, I believe.
No.
She's Canadian.
No, she's French,
not.
I think.
She's not. Anthony's just like,
She's
I'm
French?
just gonna.
Okay,
Yeah,
well.
she's French.
Yeah, her name is Palm.
Palm Clementine.
It's like a damn apple.
Yeah.
That
was a nice
Anthony's
pause,
googling
yeah.
it right now. Batwoman by Ruby Rose on the CW.
On the CW, yeah.
So we got that trailer.
It was a very like short. It was literally just like almost like the opening of the show. It was just like her with the cape flowing and like the red.
But they had
hair and
another
stuff.
trailer come out, I think, as well.
They had a clip. Yeah,
a
a clip of the
that's
first
it,
episode.
yes.
Yeah.
Then we got the animated trailer for Batman Hush, which
Looks-
I really enjoyed.
Love the graphic novel.
The graphic novel, yeah.
I just wish it had more of the Jim Lee, who
Art
was
style.
the artist of that. It's such an iconic
It's a very
Batman
iconic
artist.
art style.
Oh, yeah, she's from Quebec.
Is she?
Yeah, she's from Quebec.
Palm?
Yeah.
Oh wow.
Oh, so
okay.
we were kind of correct when we said French.
Right.
And I was kind of correct. 'cause
So
I said
we're all right here.
What did you say?
Vancouver.
You were the farthest
I think-
possible away.
I
She was Canadian. She was Canadian.
I
She's
think
Canada. She wasn't
collectively
Canadian.
we all made her.
We're all winners
origin,
today, guys.
Yeah.
But yeah, so Batman Hush, I wish it looked a little bit more like the art style it was
Yeah.
adapting from.
Yes.
I lost. Yeah.
You lost interest in it?
Yeah. Because of the art style.
But I hope it's good because again, one of my favorite graphic novels of Batman. I hope it delivers.
Yeah. We got Angel Has Fallen, which this trailer to me. When we get to trailer of the week, I'm gonna say this is my trailer of the week, but not for the reason that it was a good trailer, but because what the hell?
Man, this president just keeps getting assassinated
Like,
over and over again.
Did you watch the trailer?
Yes, I did.
It was so stupid.
Yeah.
It
It was
made
dumb.
me angry watching this trailer.
So this is the third entry into this Gerard Butler
Fallen
series.
series.
So we have Olympus Has Fallen, which is actually I enjoy that movie.
You're about to say loved, eh?
No, I said I was going to say liked, but I should say no. I'm going to say I enjoyed it.
Okay.
Is it a good movie? No, it's a silly movie, but
Right.
it's a fun watch.
Right.
The next one was London Has Fallen, which was just it was awful. And now it's Angel Has Fallen. So now that's him who was fallen from grace.
He's a fallen angel.
He's a fallen angel.
There's a scene in the trailer that she's sitting on the couch waiting for a phone call, I guess, and the phone rings and it's just like, you have a collect call from, and then it's Gerard Butler like yelling into the phone, Mike. And I was like, why is that scene in the trailer?
In the trailer. Yeah.
And it was I don't think it was meant to be funny, but I laughed so hard. I was like, I can't take this seriously.
Gerard Butler at this point is just doing
You have a
is just
collect
doing
call
anything.
from Mike.
Same with Morgan Freeman. They're just doing anything at this point, I feel like.
Morgan Freeman has no lines in the trailer either.
No.
I think he's just kind of like he literally Morgan Freeman looked dead, and they were just carrying his corpse around. It was like Weekend at Bernie. They're just like carrying him around.
Yeah.
They're like, Morgan, react.
Like, these movies, I feel like it's interesting too that like if you watch this trailer, because definitely watch it. It looks so like all the backgrounds look like they shot this whole movie on green screen.
Oh my
It's like they
God.
couldn't afford to go to an actual
No,
location. So
they couldn't afford a lake.
they just let's actually just shoot this all on the green screen and we'll decide afterwards where it's happening.
Yeah. It's just, I guess they see the check and, yeah, let's do it. Why not?
But Gerard Butler, like, what is he doing lately? Other than
Nothing.
this?
He does a bunch of these
He
like
has not
weird.
done anything.
He does like a bunch of these weird like
Anything good
European
since
movies.
300
too.
though?
Anything good since 300.
Are you
I
telling me
didn't-
The Ugly Truth wasn't a good movie?
I didn't like Law Abiding Citizen.
I didn't like it either. That's another one that I felt like was unnecessarily.
It was too
dark.
violent,
Yeah.
and it was just like, why? This movie doesn't call for it.
But I guess he brings in money. But
Does he
he's-
though?
I don't, well,
I mean, the budgets for these movies are like $10, so they're going to make some
they're
money.
definitely low budget films.
Gerard Butler is a funny, he's a funny actor. Like he has
comedic chops and he has dramatic chops as well too.
Yeah.
I just think that he's
Lamb chops too.
lamb chop.
I just think that he doesn't have good choices in his movies, and
No.
I feel like Hollywood was really trying to push him in like 2007, 2008, and then he just kind of started taking.
He could have done so well after 300,
Yeah.
but then he just started
What was
saying
that?
yes to everything.
The Egyptian god one that he did too.
Wasn't it Gods of Egypt?
Yeah.
With
I had a
Christian
son of the
Bale,
words.
right? Christian Bale.
No.
You're thinking of,
No, you're thinking of the Moses one.
yeah, which was called something. I'll find out.
Wait,
Exodus.
Exodus.
Yeah.
Gods of Egypt.
yeah, but wasn't he in that one? No.
Gods
Gods of Egypt is the one with Chadwick Boseman in it and Gerard
Yeah.
Butler. in it.
So Exodus, Gods and Kings.
Kings.
Which is directed by Ridley Scott,
Ridley
right?
Scott,
Ridley Scott.
And then there's Gods of Egypt, which starred the guy from Game of Thrones. And it starred Gerard Butler.
And Chadwick Boseman.
Yeah. And a couple of people that we don't really... Oh, yeah, the girl from Daredevil, too.
Yes.
Yeah.
Awful movies.
Yeah. Poor Gerard.
Poor Gerard Butler.
Yeah, pick your
roles, man. Pick your roles,
man.
Yeah. And then we got the final trailer this week is Always Be My Maybe.
Did you guys watch this trailer?
Yeah, I did.
What'd you think?
Our boy's in it.
Like what a surprise.
I didn't see this trailer.
Okay,
I didn't get a chance to see
basically this movie stars
Ali Wong.
And it's
Randall
like
Park.
And Randall Park, and like they're like previous flames from like when they were
like
kids,
childhood sweethearts,
right? And she's now become a super successful like Oprah level of like a cooking show.
Oh, okay. Like Rachel Ray.
Yeah, she's like, it was a cooking show she had, right?
I don't remember, but I think so.
And basically, she's moving into a new house, and she kind of gets rekindled with Randall Park's character, and it's about them kind of just like rediscovering their love for each other, all that kind of stuff. This movie's coming to Netflix actually next week.
Yeah.
And literally at the end of the trailer, she's like, "Oh, there's my ex," and it's
no, it's the guy she's dating.
Oh, it's the guy she's dating.
Yeah.
Oh no, because he's like, "I miss those thighs."
Yeah, and she's like, "Oh, this is the guy that I'm seeing right now."
Oh, okay, I got you.
Because Randall Park is finally trying to rekindle this flame with this girl because they hooked up at one point,
right?
And then I think he's trying to make the move, but she's like, "Oh, because I'm single now, I'm just gonna start dating." So she starts dating,
and Keanu Reeves comes in the frame, and he's like, "Hey, I miss those thighs," and they just start like making out at the end of the trailer, and Randall Park's just like, "What the hell?"
Is Keanu Reeves playing Keanu Reeves?
It's Keanu Reeves playing Keanu Reeves.
Oh wow, okay, cool.
Keanu Reeves,
I feel like he has to because like she's famous, right? And like he had that like WTF expression to it, so I'm assuming he's playing himself in it.
Yeah, he's not credited as anything yet, so he could be playing Keanu Reeves.
I hope so, man, because if he's playing like a crazy version of Keanu, I'm so here for it,
I'm
man.
very here for it too, then.
Yeah. I gotta watch this trailer.
Yeah, it's
Isn't
great.
there another trailer? One more trailer?
Is there a secret trailer that you're not telling us about?
Did we talk about Batwoman?
Yeah, we did.
Yeah, I think you left that time.
My bad.
Do you have any thoughts on Batwoman though?
What's your trailer of the week?
Batwoman.
Oh, really?
Batwoman, yeah.
Looks
I really
cool,
liked
right?
it.
Yeah,
I really
looks
liked the
really
trailer.
Cool.
I'm not a big fan of Ruby Rose,
Right.
but the whole...
Then did you love her in John Wick 2?
No, I hated her in John Wick. Her whole, like, muted...
Sign language character.
Yeah, it didn't... Yeah. And she wasn't really tough.
No, I don't think we got to see her do enough.
Yeah, like I thought she was going to be, like, the villain, but she wasn't. But no, I thought this trailer was great.
I think she'll do great. I think she'll do well.
Let's see what happens. I mean, CW.
Her costume was really cool.
Yeah,
her costume
it's
is
super
cool.
spot
very
on. It's
Batman Beyond-ish.
yeah,
and I like
very
that.
comic accurate.
Very comic accurate.
Shay, how about you? What was your trailer of the week?
I told you it was Angel Has Fallen. Just because of the fact that it was... Just it made me. I think it was my trailer of the week because it's one of my favorite comedies that I'm looking forward to.
I got you. My trailer of the week is of course The Mountain, because Anthony didn't realize that he's the one who posted it. No, my trailer of the week, in all honesty, I actually really liked Always Be My Maybe. Yeah, that's the name of the movie.
Always Be My
And I like that it's like I like that we're in this place right now with Netflix and like streaming services where it's like I had no idea this movie existed 3 days ago, and now it's coming next week.
Yeah.
And I could watch it. Sure.
Yeah.
I think it'll be a good time.
Yeah. Cool. Out this week, we got a lot of interesting films coming out this week. The biggest one this week, which I'm really curious to see how it's gonna do.
Yep.
Aladdin is coming out this week. Now, this movie I feel like has just been controversial, and I mean, again, when I talk about Aladdin, I love the anime. It's one of my favorite Disney movies of all time.
One of your favorite movies of all time.
One of my favorite movies of all time. And when I look at this trailer or look at this film so far, it's just not connecting with me yet.
Yeah.
I think the biggest thing that like we've been discussing through all of our trailer breakdowns of this, our trailer reactions of this, and even on the shows, that this movie looks very like it's made on a set. Mm-hmm. Like it doesn't feel like there's a world there.
There's no Agrabah here.
It's it just feels very just close. It feels very small.
Do you think Will Smith hiring Will Smith as a genie ruined this movie?
No.
I think
because I watched the scene. I watched the
Prince Ali song.
Prince Ali song, and I like Will Smith is He's just trashing it.
He's Will Smith in
He's
it.
just Will Smith,
Yeah.
and it's just like you could have done better. You could have, and you didn't. The only thing is they didn't need Will Smith to play the genie. They could have got someone to play a genie.
I feel like they just wanted to go with the big personality.
But they got the biggest name in Hollywood to play the genie, and all these two characters, Aladdin and Jasmine, are nobodies. So everyone you can even see the way they do their ads. He's in the middle.
Yeah, he's like
the
trying
main
to get a selling
actor,
of it, right?
And it just sucks.
Do you have?
And I feel like I don't even want to watch it because, and I don't hate Will Smith.
No,
I love Will Smith. That's not the character I need.
It doesn't feel like he's playing like a character like Robin Williams when he played the genie. He felt like he was playing the genie, and I hate to compare, but it just feels like Will Smith is playing Will Smith.
Right? Yeah,
but my issue is not even that. My issue is not even Will Smith. My issue is I don't think Guy Ritchie should have handled this film.
Yeah. Again, like when you say it's Guy Ritchie, I'm just like, oh, that's.
I don't think it's Guy Ritchie's fault.
No, it's just a weird choice.
I don't think it's
Guy
anyone's
Ritchie.
fault yet because we haven't seen it. Yeah. I'm going to be totally honest. We don't know yet. And
we don't know, right?
When we do watch this film
Robert
Thursday,
Pattinson as Batman, right?
I'm trying to go in as open-minded as possible. Yeah. And if I walk out loving it, then huge win for me. And if I walk out not liking it, we'll tell you guys why.
You know what I mean? We this doesn't take anything away from the original movie. We're always going to have the animated movie. We don't have to worry about like Beauty and the Beast. Like I adore the original Beauty and the Beast animated movie. I didn't like the live action one that much, right? Yeah. There were some cool moments in it, but it kind of felt like the same thing of it's like this feels like it's all on CG and green screen, and I hated the look of the Beast, and I think Emma Watson, I love her as an actress, but I don't think she was the right choice for Belle.
No,
and she
I think she looked like a good Belle. Like
she did, but it just whenever she sang, I was just like, again, we're going to talk about people who sing in their own movies soon with Rocketman. Listen, man, stay on track.
I'm like, is that the subject of this week? I don't remember this.
No, but like, I remember from when she first started singing, whatever the first song is in Beauty and the Beast, where she's like, bonjour, bonjour, like that.
Yeah, it's called My Name Is Belle, Belle.
Is that like? And then you hear it, I'm like, oh, it's very auto-tuning, and I just feel like Will Smith as Genie is just going to be like his ha ha ha, Will Smith, ha 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 ha. You know what I mean? That's my Will Smith. That's how he raps, you know, like haha.
Was that from Millennium or Millennium? Sorry,
Millennium. You know what I mean?
I don't remember any of that.
Big Willie style.
Big Willie style, you know, like he's just gonna have his like big.
Okay,
yeah.
That's worse, man.
Yeah, what was that?
But we'll see. We'll see with Aladdin, right?
Yeah.
I don't know. We'll see if I go see it, right?
Oh, wow.
We'll see if you go see it.
That's a riddle in itself. But we'll have a review on the This Time With YouTube channel, of course, and we'll be discussing it next week on next week's podcast as well, too.
Exactly. Brightburn is also coming out this week.
This
movie looks really cool.
Brightburn's, oh, man.
I'm excited for it.
I really hope it's good, man. I really hope it's good.
All right, that's all we have for that.
I want to see some evil Superman happening.
Yeah, I just love that the trailer too uses the Man of Steel font as well,
and the shots too.
The shots, like this movie looks really scary, and I'm here for.
So, do you consider this like a new like superhero horror type of film?
Well, I like it.
Or do you call this like a superhero film?
I call it a superhero horror film because they're trying to do that with New Mutants whenever that comes out. Because that's also supposed to be like a rest in peace that film. As of right now, that's supposed to be also their superhero horror movie. Yeah. So let's see what happens.
I'm excited. Yeah, Brightburn looks great.
I want to watch this. You want to watch this?
We're gonna watch it.
We're gonna watch it.
Did you guys get tickets?
No, not yet.
Oh, okay, good.
We'll talk about it after the podcast when Game of Thrones is on. We'll talk about it. Booksmart. What I like about this film is that they copied the poster for Superbad. Did you see that?
Oh, really?
Yeah, they did the exact same poster for Superbad, and that's obviously because Jonah Hill and his sister
in it.
And like even the title, and I'll see if I can pull it up for you guys to look at after. But looks really cool, directed by Olivia Wilde. I believe.
I honestly like this. Like I was watching an interview with her talking about this, and she's like, you know, she wants this to be like her John Hughes 16 Candles or Fast Times at Ridgemont High. Like she wants this to be like that type of movie, and I love that we're getting more movies like that. I feel like are going to be almost like pinpoints in like time for like in 10 years from now if a teenager watches this like that was their Ferris Bueller, that was their 16 Candles or Pretty in Pink.
What was the last
Edge of 17?
Edge of 17 was
phenomenal.
Yeah,
love it. You know, even when you look at a movie like Bumblebee, like it incorporates a bit of things like that. Kings of Summer is another one too that I feel like there are these coming of age movies that I love that we're getting like modern adaptations of them, and I think Booksmart Book Smart is going to be one.
I'm just going to unplug Daniel's mic because I don't know what he's saying today.
It's just like some of these words are hard, guys. No.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
Words are hard.
All right. We also got The Tomorrow Man.
Yep.
What's this one about?
I'm not too sure.
Okay.
Let's make up the plot of this one.
Tomorrow Man.
I think
it's a man about tomorrow.
Yeah, let's try to figure it out. So The Tomorrow Man, I believe, is about, it's starring Shailene Woodley, Gerard Butler, and
Tomorrow.
And Gene Hackman.
Gene Hackman's retired from acting. I think.
But he's coming back for this movie, and it's basically about a film where Shailene Woodley is playing a younger version of Gene Hackman, and she needs to find out what happens tomorrow.
Yeah,
man.
But she needs to find out
tomorrow, man.
But she needs to find out yesterday.
Okay.
And then the whole film is told in reverse.
Yep.
But halfway through the film, it starts playing from the beginning.
Okay. Do you want me to tell you what this movie's really about?
Please.
So this movie stars John Lithgow. So close, and it's about a man preparing for the apocalypse, and he meets and falls in love with a woman.
That's pretty much what I said.
Who's a shopaholic.
Oh, that part I didn't get though. But Shailene Woodley could be a shopaholic.
She could be in it.
So who else is in Daniel?
Is Gene Hackman
Blythe
anywhere
Danner,
in it?
Derek
okay.
Cecil. Not a lot of people I know.
Yeah, I don't know.
But John Lithgow is the biggest name on this.
Okay.
How about the Poison Rose?
What are your thoughts on the Poison Rose?
The Poison Rose.
What's your plot for that?
Oh, so there's this rose.
Okay.
And someone picks it up. And nicks their hand.
Yep.
Okay.
And poison gets into their skin.
Okay.
And becomes a zombie.
Oh, wow.
And then this rose goes on an adventure.
The rose now goes on the adventure.
Because the rose is now on the floor. Someone else picks it up.
Right.
Oh, it's like Contagion.
Yeah. And then what will happen is there's this one guy who picks up the rose but doesn't get nicked. Puts
He's
it in.
impervious to it.
Yes.
Okay.
And the rose is pissed. And he realizes the rose has set up all these people.
Yeah.
Okay.
To kill or to become zombies, and he has to kill them.
And who's it starring?
Keanu Reeves.
Who else is in it?
Keanu Reeves.
Oh, wow.
He's playing the rose. It's like
Keanu Reeves.
It's
Keanu
like
Reeves.
Eddie Murphy in Nutty Professor.
Nutty Professor, yes. He plays all the
So
characters.
Keanu Reeves is playing the rose and the... Oh, wow, it's just a Keanu Reeves film.
So shall I tell you guys what this movie is really about?
Please.
And this should be a rotating segment.
I like this segment of trying to figure out what a trailer or a movie is.
All right. So The Poison Rose is a thriller mystery movie coming out this year. The synopsis of it is: a hard-drinking detective attempts to discover the truth behind the murder of a college quarterback. Starring John Travolta, Morgan Freeman, Brendan Fraser, Kat Graham, and I forgot her name. Who played Jean Grey in the
Femke Jensen?
That's the one. And in Taken, she's in it as well.
It's actually not bad of a cast.
This sounds like it's going to be in the Walmart bargain bin, to be honest.
But yeah.
When you see the poster of it,
my gosh.
It's literally just John Travolta and Morgan Freeman look like they were photoshopped from other movies.
I think Morgan Freeman thought he was on set for Angel Has Fallen.
Yeah, I think he shot these at the same time.
Yeah.
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 So that's a movie coming out as well.
The Poison Rose.
That was
I think my movie is better than that.
I think your movie is
I
better.
want to see. I want to see both
that.
of your movies.
Thank
actually,
you.
I want to see both.
Shailene Woodley
Yours,
playing
Shay sounds like
Gene
something
Hackman?
that's going to be opening up at like Tribeca Film Festival or something like that.
Playing a young Gene Hackman. I like this.
It's a very bold choice for her.
It's a very bold choice. What are we watching, guys? So, Anthony, what did you watch?
John Wick 3.
Okay.
Yes. Parabellum. So I was able to I got to watch it with you guys.
I was going to say, you're keeping that up. Like, yeah, I got to watch this
with my two friends, Daniel and Shabazz.
Man, if you guys love action, this movie has all the action.
Let's
sometimes so much action, you're like, man, I can't even keep up with the action.
Right.
So where does it sit for you right now in the franchise?
It's number 2.
Yeah.
So behind 1, 3, 2.
Yeah. That thing's the same for me.
I would say the same for me.
Yeah.
So let's get into it. I mean, let's talk about it.
Let's jump into it.
All right. Yeah. Thanks for
that,
listening,
Anthony.
everyone.
What about you, Daniel? What do you think of John Wick 3?
I really like this movie a lot.
Yeah.
I'm same train of thought as Anthony here. This is my second favorite John Wick movie, just because I think the first one was such a perfectly contained story. Mm-hmm. My two biggest kind of gripes, I guess, with this movie is that the action almost gets a little bit. It goes on for a little bit too long that it almost outstays its. It loses its impact a little bit. I think the first half an hour of this movie is perfect. The fight sequence with Halle Berry, and then I guess the final fight sequence goes on a little too long for me. That it didn't have that impact because I felt like we were seeing so many things repeated.
Yeah. It's like a button masher, you know?
Right.
You're button mashing, and hopefully you get something out of it.
You know what I mean? Yeah.
It just becomes a repeated button mashing movie.
Very, very.
And when you're watching a movie that's got fight scenes in it, when you start to see the same fight sequence over and over again, you kind of start to lose the lust of it, and you go, okay, well, I've seen it now. Like, now show me something a little different. I think the first movie, John Wick 1, did such a good job of showing you a short and quick fight sequence and then moving on to that, moving on from that. But I mean, yeah, same here. Like, I really liked it. I think you can shave about 10 minutes off the film.
I think easily you could do that, yeah.
But other than that, like, it's a kick-ass film, and Keanu Reeves. And what I loved about it is that Keanu Reeves playing John Wick is showing his age, quote unquote, in the film, but he's still so badass, and like you can see why the whole world and the lore they're creating loves John Wick or knows about John Wick
for him, right?
Because he shows
he's
it.
a myth.
He deserves it. Like he's badass.
Also, I think the second thing that I wish the movie didn't reveal as much is that they keep showing, like, the whole thing with John Wick is that there's this organization, the High Table. I wish we didn't see so much of it, because every time they were introducing like a new character into this movie, saying, "Oh, this is the high up person."
Like, one more up.
You know what I mean? Like those people really didn't have too much of an impact on me. Where when it was just more focused on Keanu and like what he was dealing with, I like that. Like kind of like let us deal with it. Just don't always like show us everything, right?
The one thing I took away from this movie was Keanu didn't have a lot of lines.
No, not at all.
Like his lines was his action, and I felt like I want to see him talk more.
Oh yeah,
like I want to see him I want to
deliver some lines, and kind of make this character or grow this character a bit,
right?
Just because I only see him mad and like shooting someone and taking someone down,
right?
And like I feel like he never gets rest or takes a bath, but he never has line. And everyone else has lines around him, but he's not. He doesn't have a full conversation with someone.
So John Wick 1, 2, and 3 they're pretty much taking place within like a month.
Yeah, John Wick. So there's a little bit more of a time gap between 1 and 2.
Do we know like how big? I feel like it's not too.
No, because at the end of 1. He basically is like going back home.
Yeah.
And then 2 picks up with him getting his car back.
Yeah. And 3
but that dog grew up, eh? So the dog grew I want to say like a couple of months have passed.
Yeah, it's probably a couple months in the second between the first and second.
2 and 3 is an hour.
2 and 3 is like within the hour they started, right? But I'm with you, Anthony. Yeah, I would love to hear him talk more, and I guess that's what they want to kind of have, like the mystery and the myth behind Wick. But yeah, I would love to see him talk a little bit more.
Yeah, he definitely like kept it quiet. Like he seemed more tired in this one, but I guess that's the character.
He talked more in the part 2
of the movie.
No, like in John Wick 2,
Chapter 2. Yeah, he spoke a lot more dialogue in that one for him.
Yeah. A lot more gruesome deaths.
We won't get into them, but in the beginning,
a lot more gruesome.
I will say though, the grossest thing for me in this movie wasn't even done by John Wick. It was something that happened around him with a ballerina that just literally made my made me literally jump out of my
That's
seat.
very common with ballerinas.
It is.
I don't hang around many ballerinas.
I 100% it is, but not something I ever want to see.
Yeah, I don't know many ballerinas either.
I'm just gonna say it involves a toenail.
I think you kind of gave us.
She ripped her toenail off, guys.
It's just the way the camera focused on it too. I was like, what the hell?
It's because it was gooey, right? When you took it off, and there's like a little bit of
the sound, the look. I was just like, they just. Kudos to the Foley artists on that movie because they just.
He actually ripped off his toenail.
Put that speaker right next to me. Or that mic.
We got it. Okay, we got to do another one. No.
Oh, the mic was off. What else did you watch?
I watched Wildlife.
Okay.
Stars Jake Gyllenhaal, Carey Mulligan, directed by Paul Dano. It's a story about a family in the 60s living in Montana Okay. And Jake Gyllenhaal's character loses his job and takes a job as a firefighter fighting a fire that's happening on the Canadian American border.
Cool.
And he leaves his family, and his wife becomes almost. She kind of loses it. She's dealing with like her husband leaving to go fight this fire that he doesn't need to go fight. He should be supporting the family, and it all takes place with this 14-year-old who's witnessing the self-destruct of a nuclear family.
Oh wow!
And he's dealing with his mother, who's like clearly breaking down. His father, who's trying to figure out what he wants to do with his life. Wow. And himself as a 14-year-old just dealing with things that are happening around him. So it's
good old family fun there.
Yeah, it is I would say Carey Mulligan plays an amazing role.
Is this a recent movie? Like how recent is this film?
I want to say 2018.
Yeah.
And you mentioned this was directed by Paul Dano?
Paul Dano. The guy, for those of you who don't know, Paul Dano is, if you've seen Prisoners, he was the villain in Prisoners. What else has Paul Dano done?
He was in Love and Mercy as well, too, where he played one of the Beach Boys.
Little Miss Sunshine?
Yeah. Yes, and he's also in There Will Be Blood.
Yeah, you'll know if you
I
search...
love Paul Dano.
Yeah, if you search Paul Dano. He was also in Looper as well, too.
Yeah. Yes, Looper. This was his
also
directorial
wrote this film?
debut.
So he wrote this film along with Zoe Kazan, who was from the F Word and from The Big Sick.
Yeah, wow.
I believe the story is an actual book. It's based off a book.
Very cool. I gotta check this out. This sounds
Carey Mulligan
went like under the radar.
Yeah, Carey Mulligan snubbed it during the Academy Awards for her performance. She was phenomenal. Like as a mother, like when you watch it, you feel for her, but you also have this anger. Yeah. And it's like she just pulls a lot of emotion out of you as a viewer. And then Jake Gyllenhaal. Man,
always delivers.
I think there are two actors right now who deserve Academy Awards who have never gotten them. Yeah. And that is Joaquin Phoenix and Jake Gyllenhaal. Every character Jake Gyllenhaal has done, he puts his like 100% into it.
I think he's probably the biggest snubbed actor right now. Joaquin Phoenix is up there. I think Joaquin Phoenix's time will come maybe with the Joker. Yeah. I have like this weird feeling that he's going to get it. Those two for sure.
But yeah, Jake Gyllenhaal, phenomenal, man.
He should have won for Prisoners.
Yeah,
Jake Gyllenhaal, yeah.
Man, he's such a great actor.
Nightcrawler, he's like Nocturnal Animals.
Even Nightcrawler.
And the story is and it's an original story. It's something that you probably have never seen before. And you can experience
Prince
it on
of Persia, like you should have.
That's
funny they were both Joaquin and Gyllenhaal were both in last year's Sisters Brothers as well.
Yeah.
It's on Netflix, so please watch it. That's how I watched it.
Add it to the list.
Please.
I'm going to show that to my queue.
If you have
I actually watched this week.
I didn't ask. Did we ask him yet?
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Shay didn't ask you.
Yeah, I'm hosting the show. Do you remember that?
If Shay doesn't ask you, you
don't
talk.
Tell us, okay? Vinnie Mancuso said so. Daniel's now taking a drink of his water.
Okay, Daniel, you can talk.
Daniel, what did you watch this week?
I actually watched the movie Long Shot.
Okay.
Yeah. So the movie Long Shot is starring Seth Rogen and Charlize Theron. And it's basically about like Charlize's character. She is a Secretary of State who is going to be endorsed to be to run for president in the next election in 2020. And Seth Rogen is going to be they knew each other because she actually used to babysit for him growing up. He's a writer for a newspaper, and she chooses him to kind of punch up her speeches for them. Speechwriter, and they kind of start going along on her campaign trail because she wants to pass this bill before she announces her candidacy as president. But oh my god, this movie was like, it really surprised me of how like funny and heartfelt it was. And obviously with Seth Rogen, there are comedy that you expect. Obviously he's a producer in the movie too, and I think he contributed to the screenplay as well. But this movie really surprised me of just how well done it was, and it's a very relevant movie I think today with today's political climate as well. It was a great movie, really, really worth watching. And just a humble brag, Charlize Theron actually liked my tweet about this movie.
I saw that.
Just saying,
I think she wants you to be her
tweet writer.
She wants me to be her Seth Rogen.
Yes,
I'm qualified. I think I'm qualified for that.
You've got the eyebrows.
I got the eyebrows and
the beard
beard. Yeah,
and the face.
And the face and the
laugh.
The laugh. How does he like Goofy?
He's not like Goofy.
He does have a goofy laugh.
Was
really Fat Albert?
Is that a good Seth Rogen level?
Oh man.
I don't know. Okay, now everyone just literally hit end on the podcast. They're like,
why did we
oh,
download
wow.
this? Can
They're
we
like,
This is the Seth Rogen laugh episode.
I think people put the podcast on and they put it to sleep at 15 minutes and then
they just were like, nah, screw
Nah.
this
once
episode.
we've heard Anthony do that news sound, we out of
We're
here.
out of here.
But yeah,
what else did you watch?
Long Shot was a great movie. So if you get a chance, definitely watch it.
what else did you watch, Daniel?
We watched. I watched. What else did I watch?
Watch Point Break, I think.
Point Break, which we'll talk about when we get into Keanu.
Okay, cool.
And Shayna Ashley, yesterday we drove down to Buffalo, which is about 2 hours from us.
It's about an hour and a half.
About hour and a half, 2 hours, with the border,
Okay, I'm sorry.
I need them to know.
Okay.
And we actually caught an advanced screening of Rocketman.
Yeah.
Rocketman.
Loved this movie.
Yeah. I wasn't. So here's the thing. I'm a fan of Elton John. When this movie was announced, I'm like, okay, Taron Egerton, sure. It was Tom Hardy for a little while. It was also supposed to be Justin Timberlake for a little while. Justin Timberlake actually played Elton John in a music video back in 2001, 2002.
I remember that. What was the song?
I forget the song. It was an Elton John song. We're gonna get
this train.
Yes,
the train don't stop here.
Something
no
like that.
more.
No more. That's the one.
Okay, I'll
And he actually looks like Elton John in that
Yes.
video, right?
Yes.
yeah, this train don't stop here.
But
anymore.
yeah, Rocketman is a movie that it just blew me away of how well done it was. I think Shay too, like Shay not knowing as much about Elton John going into this, right?
What I knew about Elton John was, I knew that he was a singer. I knew about him just kind of growing up in terms of like The Lion King, really, right?
Right.
So songs like that, and then I realized like I heard other songs like the Candle song,
Candle in the Wind?
Candle in the Wind,
Yeah.
and sing songs like that.
Tiny Dancer, all
Tiny Dancer. I heard like a lot of the big hits, but I guess I never invested that much time in Elton John. But I knew, I guess, enough about him. But when I watched this film, it just totally blew me out of the water. It was amazing. It was so well done, so well shot, really fun, and it just kept me so entertained. And I just immediately on the drive home, and then all day today, I've been listening to Elton John songs. So I think it did its job.
I think what this movie like surprised me so much with too is that Taron Egerton actually sang all the songs. They actually recorded pretty much Elton John's all of his greatest hits, and not only just did covers of them, but almost what Across the Universe did for Beatles music, where they made it part of the story. Where I think where a movie like Bohemian Rhapsody failed for me is that they tried so much like to shoehorn in Queen's greatest hits.
Yeah.
Where it started to become a movie about these songs just coming into play, where Rocketman was 100% Elton's movie.
Yeah.
And they focus on that. And they leaned into the fantastic side. They leaned into the fantasy where, yes, it's breaking the laws of physics and reality with how the music is hitting people, but they really focus on how music is supposed to make people feel. And I think there's a sequence in the movie that you see it in the trailer where the audience kind of starts to rise.
Yeah.
And like that made me so emotional watching that, because like that literally is feeling music in that moment.
Daniel
right?
was crying at his popcorn. I can confirm.
Did you cry?
No, I just felt overwhelmed at some points of how like well done it was.
Yeah, that means you cried.
Well, did they show John? I was gonna say John Legend.
They did show John Legend.
Elton John. Did they show him as he
honest.
was?
Yeah.
Were
Like
they honest
with his sexuality,
Yes.
being a gay man, things like that.
with
not even just being a gay man, but-
being drugs.
Yes.
the depression,
Alcohol, depression.
Yes,
they didn't
all that.
hold back.
This was not Bohemian Rhapsody where they painted everybody as for some like Bohemian Rhapsody made the members of Queen seem like they never touched drugs in their life.
Yeah, and they made Freddie look like somebody who, like Freddie being like a gay man.
recluse
They just like, let's make him just have very sexually charged looks at men.
Yeah,
to insinuate that he.
What upset me about Bohemian Rhapsody is that
Yeah.
they didn't acknowledge that he was gay enough. Like it was just kind of like, oh yeah, he was gay, but like that's it.
Yeah.
That's all we'll say about it.
Right.
In this movie, it's very clear that. And what's interesting is that Elton John is still alive, so I'm sure he had input in it.
Yeah, he was a producer on the movie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So he could have easily, like, if I'm watching this film, like, my God, was it honest? Like,
And
the
it's not
drugs,
like it doesn't paint him in a positive light
not at all.
at his early stage of the career.
But
right?
it's also so honest and humbling to watch it
Yeah.
because you're like, wow, you were super into drugs and alcohol.
Yeah.
You were a recluse. You were figuring out your sexuality. You got married to a woman. You did all these things, and like, but at the end of the day, you still feel for the character because it's honest.
And it's his journey.
Yeah.
Right? Like, with Bohemian Rhapsody, and again, we keep bringing up Bohemian because the director who took over for Bryan Singer after he was kicked off the project is...
the guy who did Rocketman.
What's his name? Ruben
Dexter Fletcher.
Dexter Fletcher. I always make that mistake. It's the same director. Right? So there's some points in this movie where I'm like, oh, this is a little... Plot-wise, like, at its very... boiled down point is like, oh, this is a little similar to Bohemian Rhapsody, but the way they handle it, this movie is much more of a musical than it is a biopic, right? And I like that if you're going to take liberties with facts and things like that, make it so you could understand and embody who the character is.
Yeah.
Don't just turn it around to kind of make it like, oh, Freddie's dying, so let's do one last Live Aid concert. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which was what Bohemian did, which really upset me as a fan of Queen, right?
Yeah.
But Rocketman, honestly, like, it's coming out May 31st, and I'm going to see it again.
Yeah.
Easily, I'm going to see it again because it's just phenomenal, and I think it's easy to say that it's going to be my top 10 this year.
Yeah, I can say that too.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah.
You want to check it out?
Yeah, probably. Yeah.
You should.
What are you watching, Shay? I want to ask you.
I was
now.
going to ask myself.
Yeah.
Hey, Shay, what are you watching? Oh, well, funny you ask.
Thank you for asking.
I ended up watching Burning because I remember you said you mentioned it. You watched it last time, and I know Julian, who I don't know if he listens to the podcast, but if he does, hey man, I finally watched it, and I have some thoughts on it.
Yeah, I couldn't describe it.
Last time you couldn't, and I get why you couldn't describe it.
It's such a strange story, but yeah, maybe we can do this over again. It's
a very thin plot.
Yeah.
The plot is very thin in terms of there's not much really to tell you other than it's about a man who, I guess, not rekindles, but like almost gets acquainted with a childhood friend or neighbor, and they spend a night together, and then from there, I don't want to say he builds an obsession with her, but almost like how
Stephen Yeun?
No, not Stephen Yeun.
Okay. Stephen Yeun does not play the...
Stephen Yeun doesn't come into the film until a little bit later.
Okay.
But this actor, this character then develops this, I don't want to say obsession, but almost this false reality of what he thinks he is with this girl. And it's very much a commentary on how guys are today, where they go out, they meet a girl, or, and they hook up with them, and then it's always like, oh, am I in a relationship now? Like, is this what's happened? Is she my girl? When there's nothing that's, I guess, explicitly said about that. Like, they just hook up and then kind of move on from there. But then she goes on a trip. She comes back with Stephen Yeun, and Stephen Yeun is this playboy, billionaire type of like kind of character, really like suave. And he's kind of like got his own thing going on, and she's like really attracted to him, and he's kind of like, oh, am I just the friend that you hooked up with now? Even though we haven't talked in like 15 years, and all of a sudden we hook up one night, and now I'm this guy on your side. Like, am I just driving you around in my friend zone? Like, what's going on here? No, you're my girl. Like, again, it's not very clear, but you're just kind of seeing it from his perspective. And then the girl starts to, I guess, disappear or act weird, and then now he starts suspecting, like, oh my god, is Stephen Yeun doing this? But it's really just this unhealthy, I guess, obsession that he has with this girl. And the film, just when it ends, I'm not going to talk about the ending, but the ending is so, I felt it was very left field. Yeah. But it just kind of like took you for a bit of a turn. You're like, whoa, like this was, and I guess it's just about the toxic nature that as men can sometimes create these false realities in our heads about how we have relations with women.
So it's 500 Days of Summer?
No.
Okay.
No. Because 500 Days of Summer was actually like about a relationship.
Right. So do you guys recommend people go out and watch this? Like, who do you recommend this movie to?
I think you could. I think if you're if you're up for an original story again, something that you've never seen before, I think you should watch it.
It's not heavy. I would say that it's not heavy.
You said it was a heavy burn. It's a long burn.
It's a slow burn.
It's a slow burn. 100% slow burn. But it's never like, oh my god, this movie's weighing me down.
Right.
It's just that you kind of, because you're just kind of like, what is happening? What's the plot about? And only until after the film's done do you really kind of get it.
It's a very art house.
Very art house.
Did you enjoy it though?
Yeah.
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 I wouldn't watch it again.
I wouldn't
like, oh, I want to watch that movie again. Exactly. Because there's nothing on it that kind of,
I have to revisit.
Sure.
Yeah.
There's something that I'm like, oh, I need to like maybe check this scene out again. It was, to me, like, there was a shot in the film, Anthony, I don't know if you remember the shot, but it's when he's climbing up a hill and Steven Yeun's character is like kind of looking out in the mountains.
Yeah.
I thought that was one of the most beautiful shots in the film. Its cinematography in this movie is unreal.
Yeah.
It's just made really well.
Do you think Steven Yeun's character, like, because people were saying that he was snubbed for an Oscar nomination last year? Can you see that?
No, I don't see that.
You don't see that? But you guys remember that when that was happening last
I don't
Oscars?
remember that.
No, I didn't even know that.
I don't know that. But no, I don't think, like, no offense to him. I think he's a great actor and I think he did a great job. But it wasn't to me like, oh, wow, he got snubbed for this movie.
Right.
Like, I didn't even know he was even in the idea of being nominated.
Right.
I would say, Daniel, you should watch it.
Sure.
You may find some enjoyment in it. Mostly,
add it to the queue.
What you will like about it, I think, is just how visually it looks.
Cool. Sounds good.
Yeah.
What else were you watching?
I watched Speed as well in honor of this Keanu Reeves podcast, and I watched about maybe 45 minutes of Matrix Loaded, then I kind of got tired and I turned it off.
All right.
But
Really, you got tired?
it was 12:30 at night.
Was it the rave scene at like midway where they have like this weird orgy?
I think Neo and Trinity were just about to have sex, or plugging themselves in. I don't know what they were doing. But let's get into it. Topic of the show: Keanu Reeves.
Whoa.
Canadian icon.
Canadian icon.
Daniel, give me the biography of Keanu Reeves.
Keanu Reeves was born, and now he's here. That's all you need to know about Keanu.
I know that he's like he's got some like Lebanese in him. And
He has some Portuguese in him. He has.
I don't know if he has any Portuguese.
He does.
In him, though.
He does. He told me.
I'm reading on here that he said that he hates ever being told that he has Portuguese.
I know he was born in Lebanon.
Yes.
Yeah, he was born in Lebanon.
But his father is Hawaiian.
He
has some Chinese.
His
in him
father is an American from Hawaii of
Yeah.
Chinese, Hawaiian, English, Irish, and something called Portuguese
Yep.
descent.
Say it. You're like
Yeah, but
like,
Portuguese is at the end, so that's probably.
And actually, if I hover over it on Wikipedia, it says added by Daniel B.
It's like Portuguese question. Is a question mark?
And it's actually
it says needs source. It needs a citation.
It says Portuguese actually, so I think they
Portuguese,
spelled it
eh?
wrong. Yeah.
And his mother is
Portuguese.
just English.
Yes.
Good old English.
I think like last week we were talking about that quote that he said on Stephen Colbert that says about what happens when you die, and he's like, "I know that the people who love us will miss us."
Yeah, it's very.
And I didn't pay
Keanu.
like it was very Keanu and it was very just like, oh, that's very like it made me like it hit me in the heart, and then I didn't realize till afterwards that Keanu Reeves actually lost with his partner. His partner, she had a stillborn. Mm-hmm. And then the year later, she died in a car crash.
She passed away. Yeah, Jennifer Syme.
Yeah, so I was just like, when I heard that, it just made me so much more like sad hearing that, because like you don't really hear much about Keanu. You never hear anything bad about him.
No.
Right?
They were married for just 2 years,
Yeah.
and then she passed away.
You know, and that's so sad. So like, I just Keanu's just always one of those guys that even when he's so forgiven whenever he does like random off bad movies, like Replicas or whatever he does, because it's like, because people love him, right?
I think he just generally loves making movies that if someone says to him, "Hey, we want to make a movie called this," he's like, "Yeah, sure, sounds good. Cool. Yeah, anything to help you guys out."
Yeah,
like he's not like
he's so humble.
He's not like, "Oh, it's gonna hurt my career."
Yeah,
he's like, and ever since John Wick 3 has been coming out, I don't know if you've been seeing on Twitter.
Yeah,
there's been so many of these
Keanu stories
going around, and I just love reading them every time I get a chance because I believe them 100% that like I think there was one about like a theater clerk that he was getting the ticket, and then Keanu like I guess realized that maybe he wanted an autograph, so he went and bought ice cream from the concession stand just so that he could get a receipt. Wrote on the receipt his name and gave it to the guy, but then threw the ice cream out because he didn't really want ice cream. He just wanted to give the guy an autograph.
Yeah,
I love
Keanu's the guy who would, if there was a group or like 100 people who wanted his picture or autograph, he's going to wait and do it for everyone in that group.
Yeah,
he's that I think compassionate to his fans.
Yeah,
he's thankful for them. Right?
He's thankful.
He's very thankful.
Did you guys see? So he did an interview this week again for the John Wick press tour. Where he was with puppies.
Yes, the puppies.
Oh yeah.
Did you? So one of the reporters asked him, "What keeps you so grounded?" Do you guys know what he said?
No.
Gravity.
Oh yes.
No.
Yes.
I was like,
that was
what
the
a guy,
first question.
man. Just like I love it.
Gravity.
Keanu answer.
Oh man, I love it. I absolutely
Gravity.
I adore it. And like, my first experience with Keanu Reeves, I think, growing up was Bill and Ted. That was a movie that I remember it being on TV a lot, and I watched it in music class and things like that. And I just always loved like how like because it was like a cartoon. Those movies, you know what I mean? Like they were just so like extravagant characters, and obviously then with the Matrix movies, like I was introduced to him as well. But this week I actually decided to watch Point Break, and I've seen Point Break before. I watched Point Break like 2006, 2007 maybe was the last time I watched it. No, only because it was when what movie came out? Hot Fuzz? Was that around that time?
Sure, yeah, 2005, I think.
Yeah, because they were quoting Point Break in that movie, right? Yeah. And I was like, oh, I'm going to watch this movie, and my God, of all '90s movies, that is just a movie so stamped in time.
It's such a it's an underrated movie. Like you think it's a bad movie, but it's not.
It's a fun movie. Honestly,
it's a fun movie. It's Catherine Bigelow's directorial.
Gary Busey, Keanu Reeves, Patrick Swayze, and I didn't realize how much like Fast and the Furious stole from this movie in terms of it being like a cop going undercover in this. And these guys who are committing crimes, and like there's so many plot points borrowed from Point Break in Fast and the Furious.
Oh yeah, it's purely that.
It's crazy, and I just love that like the president's like gang who are like doing these crimes and stuff like that. It's just such a fun movie.
Yeah.
Like there is my mom was just like my mom saw this movie obviously when it was come out in the 90s, but
91,
and she was just like judging me so hard based on like the lines of this movie, because the lines are very like silly.
Oh yeah,
like
right.
everyone's lines in this movie is like, oh, like you think you're so cool, punk. Like they're just very just like cheesy lines. Yeah, there's a line towards the beginning of the movie that's like young, dumb, and full of cum. And I was like, my God, okay.
Damn. Your mother was like, Daniel, what are we watching?
What are we watching in here?
Ooh, party.
Your Majesty. No, but like, yeah, I was just like, my God, like this movie is just so silly, but it's so fun. Such great action sequences. I will say though, my God, you could tell it's not them surfing. Like you could just so tell that like.
Wait, that wasn't Keanu surfing?
That wasn't Keanu surfing.
Or Patrick Swayze?
They're literally shots where it's like full-on shots of another person's face, and I was just like, why? Why would they shoot it like this?
You gotta remember, at that time, it wasn't like friggin' HD, so you couldn't really tell.
And I was actually gonna say that this movie actually looks like, and I watched it in HD. It's not a clear movie. It's like visually, like it's actually like not that, like
clean.
It's like very like I thought I was watching it like on like VHS or something like that. Like it looked very like. Blurry.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Could have been how they shot it. Anthony, what about you? Or should we save Anthony for last because he's a lover of?
No, we can.
I could go now. Anthony's always ready to go.
I'm always ready to talk about Keanu.
My first, I guess, Keanu Reeves movie that I've ever watched was Speed. With Sandra Bullock.
Oh, I forgot to mention
her first film too.
Yeah.
You know, Ellen DeGeneres was supposed to play that role.
Crazy,
no
right?
way.
Yeah.
Wow.
Way.
Yeah. Keanu Reeves, Sandra Bullock, and Dennis Hopper.
Dennis Hopper, who just Dennis Hopper in it.
Dennis Hopper on the phone the whole film with the wrong hand.
That was one of my favorite movies growing up.
One of my favorite movies. Such a great movie. The bus. This guy has a bomb on it. He has to defuse it.
Jeff Daniels as well too.
Jeff Daniels is in it. Such a good movie. But yeah, I fell in love with Keanu when The Matrix came out.
Yeah.
And then from there on, I think it grew when I don't know what happened that like you guys kind of like made this you started this whole fantasy of me and Keanu.
I'm sure this a while ago, I would say, because you mentioned.
I remember,
Keanu
you sent me a picture a long time ago.
I don't remember this picture.
I don't know if it was you. No, it was Gabby.
Gabby
And it was Hollywood Walk of Fame and a middle
finger.
A
little context behind that story. Gabby and I were in LA and we were walking down Hollywood Boulevard and we saw Keanu Reeves' star. And we both love Keanu, but like we knew for some reason we were creating this fantasy that Anthony loved Keanu more than life itself, and we were like, all right, we're just gonna give the finger to the sign and send it to Anthony.
We committed a crime that day.
But then we did blow a kiss though after.
Yeah. And since then he's grew like Keanu is such a funny actor because he reinvents himself every decade.
Yeah, it's like Tom Cruise in a Mission Impossible movie.
In the 90s,
his hairstyle's different. He's just
90s. He was Speed, and he did all Johnny Mnemonic and Brad Stoker. He was like that new upcoming young blood. And then he kind of dipped away, and then 98, 99 came out. Matrix came out, and he reinvented himself again. And then slowly after the Matrix went away, he reinvented himself again with John Wick. And look at him now. He is, I would say, quintessentially one of the greatest action action film actors of all time.
Easily. Like when you see what he does now, and especially like when you see what he's doing with John Wick, and he's been in so many movies where he's just doing his own like stunts and work and stuff like that, you just know that he's committed. I will say though, going really quickly back to Point Break, probably the dumbest name of all of Keanu's character, Johnny Utah. Get out of here with that.
That's such a sick...
Get out of here with that.
Johnny Utah?
Johnny Utah.
That's a
Johnny
dope name.
Utah. I'm like, get out of here. What, 1991.
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah.
Johnny Utah.
Dude, his name in Speed is Jack Traven. I don't think Traven's even a name.
No. It's all words are made up, you know?
You sent me that scene of The Matrix Reloaded where the three agents...
I sent
that was Shay, yeah.
Oh,
I've never seen Reloaded.
Considering I just said that I was watching
I thought that was Daniel that watched it. My bad.
Who sent the mountain?
I don't really look at the names when they...
Do you have our name saved in on your phone?
I doubt it. We're just numbers.
It's just
like
two characters.
Hey,
and it's using the same... I use emojis for you guys, and they're just the same emoji.
They're just both middle fingers. One's a bit darker for
For me, you're in the picture. You're wearing your poncho. That's the picture I have of you.
What poncho?
The one you got in Honduras or
Mexico?
Panama?
Oh, no, not Panama. This is when he went like almost a couple months ago.
Oh, okay, yeah.
My picture
Mexico.
of Anthony's him giving me the finger, probably.
Oh, yeah. But anyways,
yes. So that scene, man, such a good scene. Like it's such a
upgrades.
Yeah, it's such a memorable scene where these three agents break through the door and they're like, "That's him, the anomaly. Shall we proceed?" Yes, he's still only human. And then it cuts to a wide shot of Keanu blocking. There's nothing in film that's ever done that. Like, make a scene so powerful in such a short amount of time that it was. I love Keanu.
Now, last week,
great act.
Last week we gave some reporting that Matrix 4 was potentially happening.
And
we did, that was debunked, right?
That was
debunked.
We apologize to all of our fans.
Apparently, the Wachowskis are not doing it.
Right.
But who knows?
Who would you want to see do a Matrix 4?
Dennis Villeneuve.
I was gonna say that too.
Denis Villeneuve?
Yeah.
I think you would make it so like mind effy that maybe the action might be missed.
Maybe.
But I think he still do a great job. I trust Denis.
Just give it to me. I'll do it.
Yeah, I think you should do it.
I'll just make it all
and star in it.
You want some action?
For some reason, Keanu's just topless in every scene. Should I wear my jacket?
No, Keanu, no, you're fine. Good, man. You're good.
I'm also gonna put this lotion on you if that's okay.
Yeah. Baby.
Let me get into my little Keanu spiel, and then we'll end this podcast today. For me, it was I saw Speed as a kid.
Yep.
And it didn't click for me. I was like, not that I didn't like the movie, but Keanu Reeves didn't stand out to me. It was more like I watched Dumb and Dumber and I knew Jeff Daniels, and it was just like, whoa, like this is like that guy, you know?
Because he was a little bit more like generic-y in that movie, right?
I mean, rest in peace in that film as well. He dies. So.
Right.
But yeah, it was just kind of like, whoa, that's crazy. But then when The Matrix came out, I was 8 years old, 1999. And I remember watching that film and just being blown away that we had to do a project on a Canadian icon, and I chose Keanu Reeves, and I did all my research. And like, this is so cool. He's Canadian.
You did this when you were 8, or this was later?
This is like when I was like 8 or 9 at this point, and it was just so much, and I loved it. And that from that point on, any movie he did, I watched, or movies that he had done, I tried to catch up on, except for Bram Stoker's Dracula because I was scared.
Yeah, and his accent is just iconic in that one.
Oh man, I love Bram Stoker's
Budapest.
But I watched. I remember I watched The Devil's Advocate, also starring your Twitter heartthrob Charlize Theron
and Al Pacino.
But I loved The Devil's Advocate. I think it's a great.
That's such
film.
Al Pacino was great in that movie.
It's a great.
Remember the scene in the church where he walks in and he touches the holy water and it sizzles and he just looks at God or and he's just laughing.
It's a great, or even when like the girls are making out and their like faces are like devilish.
Yes,
very good movie.
Yeah, very 90s movie as well.
Very 90s film. And then I love Hardball. I love that movie.
I was gonna say, you've always. I've never seen this movie. This is with Diane Lane.
Diane Lane.
Yeah.
I've never seen it, but like, what is it about Hardball that you love so much?
I used to play baseball as a kid, and
that's
the film. That's it. The film is about inner city black kids, which also I relate to.
You relate to as well.
But no, it's just I love Keanu, and he plays such a good guy in the movie.
Yeah.
Well, he's not a good guy. He's playing like an asshole who's becoming a good guy.
Oh, is it like Coach Bombay and Mighty Ducks?
Like a community service. Like,
Yeah,
it is Mighty Ducks.
But like, at least Coach Bombay was like.
He drove his car on the ice. That's
Yeah,
rule number one.
You know, like this guy was like he's like doing drugs and like.
Oh, okay. So not like Coach Bombay.
No. He's like like betting on sporting events and like he's one of those like he's a loan shark. You know, he owes money. So and then Diane, but it also has like young Michael B. Jordan in it.
Yeah.
And it just the music is centered around Biggie. So the whole film is just so well done. I try to watch it every year if I can.
Wow.
It's just so much fun, and at the same time, it's got heart to it.
Have you guys watched The Replacements?
The Replacements.
Oh, the Rocky one, right?
No, football.
That's right.
Gene Hackman's in it.
Oh,
very good.
And Shailene Woodley's not in it.
Though. No.
Yes. Shailene Woodley does not play Gene Hackman.
No.
It's about like these football players who I guess the NFL goes on strike and they have to still continue with the season.
They
so they
sub in for them.
They sub in for them. They're just generic players, but Keanu is one of these characters who had a misstep during one of his football games that cost his career and a lot of people money, we'll say.
Yeah.
So he became like a has-been, and then he comes back, and it's just like there's this one line where Gene Hackman asks Keanu, and Keanu's like, "Yeah, chicks dig scars, but glory lasts forever." Yeah.
Damn,
that was really.
I thought Keanu was.
I thought he was here too.
I got really excited.
And then there's Constantine. Come on,
Which
Constantine?
Yeah.
Which I saw, and I was like, "Oh, that was interesting."
Constantine was dope, man.
He wants to bring it back. He was saying in an interview recently that he wants to bring Constantine back, but with guns.
I'm here for it. Let's see what happens.
I'm excited, and we're going to see Keanu next in Toy Story 4. Right? He's playing Duke Kaboom.
Yeah,
a Canadian
toy.
A Canadian toy, right?
Yeah. So. That's my love for Keanu, and you know what? I think just like with Anthony, it grows more and more every year.
100%.
I just think he's such a great guy, and especially after that line of like what happens to when you die. That was so sweet, and he just seems like I want to hang out with the guy.
You want to root for the guy, right?
Yeah. So that was our podcast for today. As always, you can catch it on thistimewith.com, and you can download it on Apple Podcasts or wherever you basically get your podcasts. Podcasts?
Yeah, podcast services.
Podcast.
Yeah.
Obviously, leave us your comments, suggestions. Maybe give us some ideas also for what you want to hear us talk about.
Write into us.
Write into us at thistimewith.com/talk.
That's
right. Again, my name is Shabazz. I'm here with Daniel, the man with the brows, and Anthony, the man with the frown. Who's right now smiling at the camera at the moment. But that was This Time with the Movie Podcast.
And we'll see you next.